We're going to use Reshiram to solo its own game, Pokémon Black, using Hardcore Nuzlocke rules. But there's a twist. Every time we faint, we have to start the entire game again, but we do get +5 levels every time we restart until we complete the game. All the rules will be in the description. Let's begin. So we replaced the Tepig because Reshiram's a fire type anyway, and it's time to face Bianca. It doesn't last too long, we just use Fire Fang to take out the Snivy, and then we take on Sharon. This battle was pretty much the same, we just used Dragon Rage to take it out in one shot, and then we nickname our Reshiram Toothless, and the run begins. As we get to the first city, we are challenged by Trainer N, which we take out with a Dragon Rage as he's only got a Purloin. Then we have to take on Bianca, so we Dragon Rage the Lillipup and the Snivy to win the battle. And then it's time to take on our first gym, who is the water type one, and starts off with Lillipup, who we take out with a Dragon Rage, and then Pampo comes out and we defeat him with the same move to get our first gym badge. On our way to the next city, we are challenged by Sharon. So his first Pokemon is Oshawott, who we take out with a Dragon Rage, and then he brings out Purloin, who goes down to a Fire Fang. And now we're in a double battle against Team Plasma with Sharon, and we take out the first Patrat with a Dragon Rage, and then Oshawott uses Water Gun on the other Patrat as we finish it off with a Fire Fang. We then retrieve the stolen Pokemon from Team Plasma, and just as we reach the second gym, Trainer N stops us from going in. And with our new move, Ancient Power, we take out his Pidove. His Tympole falls to a Dragon Rage, and his final Pokemon is a Timber, who actually survives a Fire Fang, but we get him with a second one, and then take on the second gym. So I could have leveled to level 20 during this gym, but I chose not to because it's the second gym or a Reshiram. So we used Ancient Power, followed by a Dragon Rage to take out her first Pokemon, Herdia. And then out comes Watchog, who we do miss with a Fire Fang, but it won't do too. Oh my god. Yeah, we're in big trouble. So Watchog uses Crunch and finishes us off, and we've lost a run already to a Watchog. I guess we go again? So you don't really need to see all those fights again. I'm just going to show you the key highlights of each fight, like this fight because it's a gym leader, and now we have our first gym badge again, and we teach N a lesson or two now that we have Flamethrower, and it's time for a rematch. We take out the Herdia in one shot with a Flamethrower, and let me tell you, it felt so good taking out the Watchog in one shot as well. Revenge, and we get our second gym badge. On our way to the next city, we retrieve the Dragon Skull, and then we head to the third gym leader. We take out his Whirlipede with an Ancient Power, and then he brings out his Dwebble, who also falls to an Ancient Power, and then his Leaveney gets absolutely destroyed by Flamethrower, and we get our third gym badge. Now it's time to take on Bianca. First up, she sends out Herdia, who we use Flamethrower on. We take out Muna with an Ancient Power, and then she brings out Pampo, who we also take down with Ancient Power. And then her final Pokemon is Servine, who we take out with a Fire Fang. So almost back-to-back fights as we take on Sharon. Sharon starts off with a Pidove, who we take out with a Fire Fang, and then he brings out Duot, who we use Ancient Power on, which doesn't quite kill, but we do get the boost, and finish him off with a Dragon Rage. His next Pokemon is a Pansear, who we do take out with Ancient Power, and his final Pokemon is a Leopard, who we take out with Flamethrower. Oh yeah, we found the black glasses, and I'm just going to equip him to Reshiram because he just looks cool with them on. And if you doubted me, then just look at him. He's amazing. And then N takes us in the Ferris wheel, just to flex that he's the king of Team Plasma. Then he challenges us to a battle as soon as the ride's over. Now, I originally thought Dragon Breath was a rubbish move, I never liked it, but in this run, oh, I see how wrong I was, as we take out Sandile and Darumaka with Dragon Breath. And then he brings out Scraggy, who meets the same fate, and then his last Pokemon is a Sigilyph, who does get taken out by Ancient Power. After the battle, N decides to make a declaration of war, but we ain't really got time for that because we've got gym leaders to fight. So her first Pokemon is an Emolga, who we take out with Ancient Power, and we get the boosts and then decide to use Ancient Power again on the next Emolga. And then we are able to one-shot the Zeb Striker with a Flamethrower. to secure our 4th gym badge. I've only just realised how many times you have to take on Bianca and Sharon in this game, and on the first turn we get faked out, but then on the next turn we finish the Leopard off with Flamethrower. His Duat comes out and we Dragon Breath him, which doesn't quite kill. He counters us with Focus Energy, and then we finish him off with an Ancient Power. And then his Pansear comes out, who gets taken out with a Dragon Breath, and then we take out his Tranquil with an Ancient Power. And after hunting down Team Plasma, we are finally able to challenge Clay. We take out his Krokorok with Dragon Breath, and then we take out his Excadrill with Flamethrower, which I'm glad because I am very scared of that thing. We almost one-shot his Palpitoad, but it's just got a little bit of health left, and he uses Bulldoze, which does very little damage, surprisingly. He heals up, so we just use Slash twice to finish him off, and then we claim our 5th gym badge. And now it's time to take on Bianca again. So we take out her Herdia with a Dragon Breath, then we take out her Panpour with a Dragon Breath, and out comes her Servine, who we use Flamethrower on. And her final Pokemon is a Musharna, who actually survives a Flamethrower, and then uses Psybeam on us, which does next to nothing. She heals up, and then we use Slash and Flamethrower to win the battle. Oh, look who it is. Wait, what? Who are these? Now this is abuse. You can't just force me to out somewhere. We make it to the end of the cave, and it's time to take on N. He leads with Boulder, who we take out with a Dragon Breath. His next Pokemon is a Joltik, who we take out with an Ancient Power, and then he brings out a Ferroseed, who we take out with Flamethrower, and his final Pokemon is a Clink, who we use Flamethrower on to win the battle. And it's time for the 6th gym leader. By the way, I'm sorry, but we're 2 levels over leveled. There was just too many battles in that cave, but the end result won't really change. She leads with Swoobat, and we one-shot it with Ancient Power. Next, she brings out Unfezant, who we also one-shot with our Ancient Power and get the boosts. And her final Pokemon is a Swanna, who we take out with an Ancient Power. And as you can see, it wouldn't have made a difference, the extra levels, because this gym was just easy, and we get our 6th gym badge. Oh, and apparently N can just look at our Reshiram and find out where we was born and every little detail of our life. That's not normal. And with that weird encounter aside, it's time to take on Sharon, who leads with an Unfezant, who we take out with Ancient Power. And then his starter Pokemon Duat comes out, who we use Ancient Power on, which doesn't do too much damage, and then he counters us with a Water Pulse. Next turn though, we do finish him off with a Dragon Breath, and then his Leopard comes out and fakes us out, but next turn we finish it off with a Flamethrower. And his final Pokemon is a Simisear, who we do take out to win the battle with an Ancient Power. And with that done, it's time for the 7th gym leader. So we are 1 level over leveled this time, but as like a punishment, I'm not going to use Flamethrower. His first Pokemon is a Vanillite, who we use Ancient Power on to take it out, and then he brings out a Beartic, who we use Ancient Power on again, but it doesn't quite kill this time, and we avoid the Swagger luckily and finish him off next turn with an Ancient Power. So next up is the very defensive Cryogonal, and we do just over half of damage to him with an Ancient Power, and he does a little bit back with an Aurora Beam. But next turn we use Ancient Power to finish him and the gym leader and get our 7th gym badge. Oh, there he is, the rival of the run. So after we finish Team Plasma off at Relic Castle, we head to Upper City, and Bianca challenges us along the way. She leads off with a Stoutland, who we take out with a Flamethrower, and then she brings out Simipour, who we use Dragon Breath on and paralyze it, and luckily it works. And then we use Extra Sensory, but she uses a full restore, so we use it again, she uses a full restore again, and then finally we do finish it off, and out comes Superior, but we finish that off as well with a Flamethrower. Next up is Musharna, her last Pokemon, who just barely survives a Shadow Ball, but we do get the minus special defense and finish her off in the next turn. So it's now time, after 20 minutes of doing puzzles, for the final gym badge. So his first Pokemon is a Fracture, who we take down with a Dragon Breath. His next Pokemon is a Druddigon, who we also take down in one shot with a Dragon Breath, and his final Pokemon is a Haxorus, who we crit Dragon Breath to finish it off and win the battle to get our final gym badge. Look how beautiful that set looks. So Sharon challenges us to one last battle on Victory Road. His Unpheasant that he starts with just keeps using Detect, which is a bit annoying, but next turn we do finally get through and finish it off with a Flamethrower. Next up is Samurott, who we surprisingly take out in one shot with a Dragon Pulse. His Leopard comes out and it mustn't have Fake Out anymore because it didn't use it, and we finish it off with a Flamethrower. His last Pokemon is a Simisear, who we use Shadow Ball on, which does just over half damage, and then he uses Flame Burst, which doesn't do too much damage, and we finish him and Simisear off finally in the next turn. And we're finally at the Elite Four. We're going to go from left to right, and first up is Chantel. So first up is Cofagrigus, who we hope to one-shot with Shadow Ball, but we don't, and then it uses Shadow Ball right back at us, and then after stalling out the full restores, we finally finish it off with another Shadow Ball. Her Golurk comes out, and we have to kill this in one shot or it will just use Curse and literally just end our run, and that's exactly what happens. And then Jellicent comes out and we don't kill that in one shot either, and it uses Surf on us to do quite a bit of damage, and if that's not bad enough we take damage from Curse as well, and now we just can't win the battle, the run's over again. We do however finish it off, but then we get finished off ourselves. So we get the first gym badge again, the second gym badge, the third gym badge, the fourth gym badge, the fifth gym badge, the sixth gym badge, the seventh gym badge, and the eighth gym badge finally. That took a while. But we are finally back at the Elite Four, and it's time for our rematch against Chantel. And even with a 5 level boost, we still can't one-shot the Cofagrigus. But after many turns of full restores and Shadow Balls, we do finally finish it off with a Shadow Ball. Now this has to kill, or the run is probably over again, so please, yes, it one-shots, we're safe. Jellicent, however, is a little more bulky and we don't manage to one-shot it, and then its ability, Curse Body, cancels our Shadow Ball for the rest of the fight. So we just use Extra Sensory on the next turn to finish it off. Her final Pokemon is a Chandelure, who we didn't get to see last time, but we finish it off with a Dragon Pulse. The second member is Grimsley, who starts off with a Scrafty, who actually surprisingly survives a Dragon Pulse. It then uses Sand Attack, which could be trouble, but after a few turns we do manage to finish it off with a Flamethrower. Crocodile comes out next, so we use Flamethrower on it and one-shot it. Oh, look at that, what a surprise, a Fake Out Leopard. We do take it out, however, next turn with a Flamethrower, and his final Pokemon is a Bisharp, who we also take on with a Flamethrower to beat the second Elite Four. Up next is Caitlin. She starts off with a Reuniclus, who is quite bulky, so we don't manage to kill it in one shot, and then it uses Psychic. But the Psychic doesn't really do too much damage. It heals up, but we use Shadow Ball to finish it off, and then Sigilyph comes out and we use Shadow Ball on that to finish that off in one shot. Next up is her bulky Mashana, which I didn't expect to one shot, but luckily we got a crit. And her final Pokemon is a Gothitelle, who we use Shadow Ball on but don't quite get the kill, and then it uses Carmine to raise its special attack and special defense. We then use Extra Sensory because I thought it would kill, but it didn't, so we just use it again to finish the job, and we got the third Elite Four member down, and the last one is Marshall. Up first is Fro, who is quite bulky, so we don't manage to take it out in one shot with an Extra Sensory, and then it uses Bulldoze on us, which does next to nothing, which is surprising, and then we just finish it off at next turn with another Extra Sensory. Sark then comes out, but it's not as bulky as Fro, so we can just one-shot the Sark with Extra Sensory. And surprisingly enough, we didn't get a crit and we finished Conkeldurr in one shot, and I thought he was really bulky, so that surprised me. Because of the bulldoze, Mienshao actually outspeeds us with a rock slide and flinches us, and oh no. Please, not like this. It uses rock slide again, don't flinch, and it doesn't flinch, luckily. And then we managed to use extra sensory to finish off the Mienshao and the last member of the Elite Four. And then Team Plasma start building a castle inside the Pokemon League. Guys, this could be a loophole. I'm gonna see if we defeat Reshiram we can continue with the story, because we've already got a Reshiram. Yeah, apparently you can't do that, which sucks. So we just capture it with a Master Ball so we can continue. You shall now be known as Fake Tooth. And now it's time to take on N in one final battle. We destroy his Zekrom with Dragon Pulse, then his Caracosta comes out and we hit that with Dragon Pulse, then his Archeops comes out who scares me, so we take that out with Dragon Pulse. His Klinklang comes out next, who we use Flamethrower on, and then his Vanillux comes out and we attack that with Flamethrower, and his final Pokemon also goes down to a Flamethrower, and damn, that was easy. Plot twist, Getsis is actually the final fight. I just want to say I'm scared of this thing because it knows Toxic, so I hope this can one-shot. It can. It didn't use Toxic, we're safe, don't worry, it only used Shadow Ball. So that's that thing taken care of after a few more Shadow Balls. Then Bouffalant comes out, so we use Dragon Pulse, and it nowhere near kills him, which is mad. And then it uses Head Smash, which does quite a bit of damage actually. So then we finish it off next turn. Seismitoad comes out, who has Earthquake, so we use Dragon Pulse to try and one-shot it, but then he uses Rain Dance, which is lucky, but it could come back to bite us in the near future. And then we just finish it off with a Flamethrower. I don't know how much damage Flamethrower is going to be, but it was my best move even with Rain Dance up, but luckily it did kill, because this thing had Stone Edge, which would have done a lot of damage. So next up is his Hydreigon, who we one-shot with Dragon Pulse, and his final Pokemon is an Electros, who Dragon Pulse doesn't quite finish off. And then it uses Crunch on us, which does very little damage, which puts us in a very nice position to finish it off with a Flamethrower and beat the game. Oh, the music changed. N wants to take us for a walk and talk to us. Oh no. What's he gonna do? Oh, he's just gonna leave. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, and if you're new, sub to the channel, and if you want to find out if Greninja can beat Pokemon X on its own, then click right here.